Hey everybody, welcome to Adventures with Medfords. My name is Joe, and in this video we're going to be doing a kind of a first impressions look at the C.H.U.B flipper from Chaves knives. Now, the first thing you're going to notice about this knife is it's not a Medford. And the reason I'm doing this one as kind of my first review on this channel is that not only is this knife the first one that I've owned like so close to the release date into the market, but also, and more importantly, this is the first EDC item that I've ever had that I've really, I guess, kind of sought after, that I've really looked for a lot and for a long time. I've been looking for a titanium frame lock, tip-up carry razor knife, or utility knife, since before I had even heard of Medfords. And it's not an entirely unique concept. There have been others like this. I wouldn't say that I've exhaustively searched the internet, but there was one little while back called the Utilizer from Spectrum Energetics. Thing is, at least at that time, they weren't taking new orders. I couldn't get one on the primary market. No one was selling theirs on the secondary. I just couldn't get my hands on one. There, of course, though, have been other options, like the Gerber EAB, but this one, it's a tip-up carry razor knife, but I've always found it to be a little thin, a little slick, and just too tight of pocket clip. So it just wasn't quite what I was looking for. You know, I've been actively pursuing this kind of knife such that, like, almost every time I've gone into a hardware store over the past 5+ years, I've walked past the razor knife section to see if one of the tool companies had come out with something like this. Obviously, it wouldn't be a titanium frame lock, but just a tip-up carry utility knife. And no one had made one, mostly. Craftsman had come out with one kind of recently. I think you can still get it. It's technically a tip-up carry, and it's just really clunky, though. I'm using this Milwaukee as an example. It was a button lock, but once you got it open, you then had to, unretract it from the blade holder, kind of like this. But that's after you got it unfolded. And also it was tip up, but like it felt like half the knife stuck out of your pocket. So I never even bought it because I just knew that wasn't going to work for me. Fast forward to a little while ago, I see this pop up on NC Blade's Instagram page. It's Brandon Jordan's Instagram. He's a knife dealer out of North Carolina. And I kind of had one of those moments like John Hammond in Jurassic Park when they're in the helicopter. It's kind of like, there it is. And it was just like, yeah, there it is. That's what I've been looking for. So I grabbed one, and it just happened to be a Chaves. This is my first Chaves. I don't have any experience to speak of with this brand yet. But I will say, just of the knife itself, I'm very impressed. It's a titanium frame lock flipper on bearings. So it's got excellent action. I find that it, at least for me, it's kind of hard to pick up on camera, but it has a more decisive open with a push button deployment rather than a light switch. So, yeah, but you got excellent action, no blade play, no lock rock, lock bar stabilizer with lock bar insert. The screws on the show side here are, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the full titanium version, they're just aesthetic. But in the micarta versions, it's a titanium liner with a micarta scale, and the screws hold on the micarta. So, could be wrong about that. Please comment below if I am. The clip is the famous skull clip that Chaves uses on most, if not all, of his knives, and it is ambidextrous, so lefties rejoice. If you don't dig the skull clip, it does come with a kind of a standard clip as well. Let me see if I can find the box. Hang tight. Where'd you go? Got it. So again, this is my first Chaves. I don't know if there's like previous generations of packaging, but came in a nice box, magnetic enclosure, and you open it up and there's some heavy duty thick foam on the bottom and some lighter foam on top. But yeah, the clip, the extra clip it comes with, just this kind of a standard, you know, tumble titanium milled clip if you don't dig the skull. So it would look kind of like that. Yeah, I love the action, just the concept in general. It's gonna be hard to tell on this background, and look at the holder, not the blade itself, but you know, perfect centering. The lockup is a little early, which I like. Just an overall great knife. I'd imagine the backspacer is titanium. I don't know for sure. And honestly, I'm not really sure how they mount that in there. I've tried to look in there and see. I haven't taken it apart yet to find out, but it's just, I love the aesthetic of it, kind of a little bit blocky and squared off. Speaking of haven't taken it apart yet, I also haven't explored this part yet either. I'd imagine if you need to change the blade, you just unscrew these two Phillips head screws here, then this piece will either slide or pivot in some fashion, and you swap out the blade for a fresh one. So yeah. I'm a big fan of the clip. I love the skull clip. I'm kind of a sucker for unique pocket clips in general. That's kind of what drew me to Medford's in the first place, the Praetorian tie clip. Anyway, but yeah, let's do some size comparisons really quick here. Overall length is just a touch under 6 1/4 inches. For the Medford guys, size comparison, here's the M48. And this is obviously much larger in size, but the reason I chose this one was because of all the Medfords that I have, this was the closest in weight. The C.H.U.B is 3.9 ounces, which honestly, for this size of knife, is a little bit heavy. But again, I've been carrying Medfords, so this is actually light to me. It's actually slightly heavier than the M48. Let's see, moving on, we'll do a Benchmade bug out. And we'll leave those two on while we bring out the Spyderco PM2. Definitely much larger, both of these, than the C.H.U.B, but these are common knives in the industry right now, so here we go. Tell you what though, the Ontario Rat 2 has a very, of all the knives I own, has a very similar handle size to the C.H.U.B. So if you're familiar with the Rat 2, it's a very similar size, in terms of length anyway, of the handle. In terms of overall length, let's do a Spyderco Dragonfly. Pretty sure this is the first generation Dragonfly, but just in case, here's the second generation as well. So there's those. And then for any utility knife enthusiasts out there, we'll put it up against the Gerber EAB. We'll bring out this little Sheffield guy here as well. Honestly, I'm not sure how popular these two razor knives are, but I see them at my work a lot, so. And then, let's see, not the Sheffield, the Milwaukee Fastback. So yeah, that is the C.H.U.B flipper from Chaves Knives. I am definitely a big fan. Like, am I going to stop carrying Medfords? No. But like, in terms of my EDC philosophy, it's kind of like a paradigm shift. It's like, I've got the item that I've been looking for now. You know, what do I do with that fact? So yeah, I'll be carrying this a lot, and I hope you enjoyed. I'm trying to keep this video under 10 minutes. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.